first theatre experience I really remember is the Mass as a young person, and it made me want to go into the church until I developed an ability to think for myself, and sexuality kicked in, and lo and behold, the church was out of the question, and it became theatre because of the costumes and so on. I think the next really amazing thing for me was seeing Equus in London when I was a very young man, and that was a transformative experience for me. Equus was a kind of mixture of theatre and religion and passion and sexuality and theatrical imagination, and it altered my perception of what the theatre is. Seeing some of my very first Shakespeare, which was again with the Royal Shakespeare Company, I can remember vividly a production of Henry V in London with Alan Howard that was amazingly brilliant theatrical experience, and that influenced a lot of my thinking about how to actually do this business. I can remember my first opera experience, which was a crazy kind of contemporary piece called The Cunning Little Vixen by Janacek. I mean, no one knows this piece, and it was directed by Jonathan Miller, who was right out of Beyond the Fringe, and he's become since a very famous kind of opera director, a crazy, smart theatrical person. And this really altered my perception of what music theatre is and how I might approach it in using the stage, using, all the business of the theatre. And I'm making it all sound very serious, but it's led to, I mean, here I am doing a Lynn Nottage piece, who's probably one of the most famous American writers right now. This play came into my life nearly 10 years ago, Las Meninas, before she became famous, before she won the Pulitzer last year for Ruined. And Las Meninas, the production, as I think about it now, as you ask me this question, is a kind of fusion of all these different influences of religion and sexuality and theatre and Shakespeare and history and politics, and making those experiences young and sexy, which is what this production is doing. And so I think you asked me that question, what are the 5 influences on you? It depends on what I'm working on right now. And Las Meninas I went to Madrid last year specifically to see Velázquez painting Las Meninas, and I spent 3 days there seeing everything in the 3 great museums in Madrid. They are not specifically in this show right now that you're about to see, but they have influenced tremendously the thinking of me and on all the design team of what you're about to see on stage. So seeing Picasso and Velázquez and Goya in the last 12 months has profoundly affected how I'm thinking about using space and light and character and costume. And listening to music right now that is a kind of a fusion. I've just been listening to a constant stream of Lully music, because he was the court composer for Louis XIV. There are fragments of that in our sound design. I've been listening to nuns singing Gregorian chant, because that's going to be in the piece. And I've listened to a huge amount of music from West Africa right now. So my head is filled with those 3 vocabularies, and they're going to all end up in the theatre right now. So that's an example of transformative theatre experiences and things that are zinging around in my head right now and are somehow going to explode on our stage in Las Meninas.